Welcome, Libra. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do a full moon reading for you in Aquarius. So the full moon in Aquarius is occurring on the 9th of this month, which is just a few days away. And it is focusing on an area of your creativity, the products of your creativity, recreation, having fun, procreating, creating life. These are all the province of your creative, sensual experience of the world. Your overall energy for this reading is the Priestess of Discs. In this deck, this is like the Queen of Pentacles. So this is describing a really beautiful, grounded energy that is helping you to identify the work that is needed to accomplish your goals, the sync, the attunement that is required for you to strategize your efforts and to be connected to those that you're working with and for. And it also gives you the ability to love the work that you do, which it qualitatively improves on the outcome because of this devotion to your craft, whatever that craft is, and lets you be aligned with the ability to be recognized, be appreciated, be supported, to be valued. Underneath the deck, we've got the Priestess of Vessels. This is like the Queen of Cups. And here your nurturing, intuitive, compassionate nature comes forth. So I do feel that this is part of your leadership style, but I also believe that this is ultimately the result of your own self-healing efforts, your own recognition of your value, the immense quality of love and nurturing care that you provide to others. And that is in large part due to prioritizing your own needs, getting comfortable with your emotions, learning to use your emotions in a way that supports you, gives you space to experience the range of your experiences rather than to relish superficial celebration. This is about a deep healing and cleansing that you provide to yourself first and foremost. And as a result, you have an abundance of love and intuitive compassion for others. I pulled an oracle from the Seed and Sickle, and it is Chickweed, number 9. 9 is the completion of some kind of a cycle. So chickweed reads in Japan. Chickweed is seen as lucky and is included in a dish prepared for the Festival of Seven Herbs. Chickweed and other early herbs are gathered on the morning of January the 7th and prepared while reciting a prayer for good luck. New growth is fast to appear at the beginning of spring, and the first green leaves are a good omen of things to come. A period of waiting is over. Results are starting to appear. Fortune's blessings will soon be yours. Love that. This is a general reading. It may not resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below. Thank you for your time. I so appreciate the energy that you bring to me during these readings and your support of my ability to get these out to more people. So thank you in advance for that. I'm going to first turn over the 10th house card, the place where you identify socially and others see you. The Priestess of Columns. This is the third priestess that you have gotten. Again, this is the Queen of Wands. So all of this queen energy is talking about the divine feminine, not about the gender of female. So this applies to any and all of us. The Priestess of Columns is about your enthusiasm, your leadership, your clarity of vision, and your clarity about what it is you desire, what you want to accomplish. The Priestess of Columns is moving towards a place of incredible courage. This is describing you and the way others see you as brave, as forward thinking, straightforward, honest, compassionate, and largely full of life force. This is what infuses your goals, your efforts towards your goals, and why you inspire others. In the first house, the Five of Columns is describing the Five of Wands. It's interesting that looks like two leopards or jack leopards are tussling, and these are perhaps the two priestess that function apparently as the guardians of this particular priestess. So I do feel there is conflict arising from you, and that you are dealing with this in some external circumstance. There may be a couple of polar opposite positions that you are navigating or mediating. I do believe that this can be the issue of doing things the old way or doing things in a new way. And the new way, I believe, is you're promoting this investment in the strengths of others, in their talents, in their gifts. Your recognition of that is invited into a space of some kind of problem solving. So this can be, it can be a classroom, it can be a project at an organization, it could be on a team that has a specific goal and challenge, that they're a solution that they are seeking. And this card indicates that you're part of initiating a new way to solve this problem as part of a team. You're initiating this idea that each member can be trusted to bring forward their best effort based on who they are and their strengths. And in that way, everyone buys into the solution that is created by all. So this is really about your promoting and mediating a new way to solve debates, conflicts, or struggles. In the fourth house, the house of your home, your soul, your foundation, the Five of Vessels. So here we have another five. So we have three priestesses and two fives so far. So this feels like marshaling a lot of energy in order to solve some problems, to dissolve some attitudes or some sense of emotional loss, regret, or remorse that you are experiencing perhaps. And those feelings are I like the idea of a vessel, because here it's making me think of a well, and a well in which disappointments, heartaches are continually mined for the range of experiences that that you had, as well as the many lessons you learn from the gaining of the emotional intelligence, the compassion that you gained as a result of uh, perhaps having given your power away inappropriately, unjustly, and really understanding that oversharing, overgiving actually not only hurt you, but it hurt the other person as well. It deprived them of an opportunity to step into equity or equality or harmony with you. And you understand that those choices are no longer options for you. So there's a lot of healing that's coming out of this ability to review, to look at old hurts, old disappointments, in the present moment. And in the seventh house of significant others, the Four of Wings. This is the Four of Swords. I love that swords in this deck are described as wings. So it's not just the way the truth cuts, the way it illuminates or sharply pierces the quest for justice, but it also is this way of elevating truth, elevating us into a collective space. We talk about collective unconscious a lot, but we rarely talk about the collective sense of higher consciousness or awareness. And this is something that many of you and other people on the planet are agents of, this elevating our values, our principles, our goals to a place where everyone shares in a desire and a willingness to gain peace, as an example. On a personal level, you have, again, understood your experiences of disappointment, of extreme challenge for the gifts that they held for you. And this has become your spiritual foundation, particularly as it comes to your deepest connections with others. So you are now grateful for the challenges you've experienced in relationship, because it has grounded you in a higher expectation of grace, of beauty, of shared love, of equity, of mutual respect and support, something that has been rarely experienced. If this reading does resonate for you, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. It will help me to spread what I do more widely so that more people can see it. What I do for no money. So your support of me is the currency that I most appreciate and am thankful for. So in the first house, the Five of Columns is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles in the second house and the Devil in the third house. The Seven here is really giving me the strong sense of your setting up boundaries with others, particularly others that you have differences with. And it feels to me that your overall energy is one of incredible empowerment. Your own sense of empowerment, can-do-ness, and the way that you share that with others through your inspiration, through your leadership. And yet you're saying a hard stop to conflicts that can't be won because they're not, everyone has a right to their own beliefs and feelings. However, in terms of solving problems, you stick to your belief that it is on the basis of our shared strengths that things get accomplished, that we move towards our goal, that the idea that everyone is led by someone in charge who holds the responsibility and receives the credit for the work of the team is not a realistic or viable way for you to participate. And in many ways, this is coming back to a rejection, a resistance of the expectations of others. You have conformed, you have done your part, you've been under the shadow of someone else's goals and expectations for you, rather than a direct communication or opportunity for you to be given the freedom to define your own path, to define yourself. And so that way of understanding how I work now, how I interface with my community, with my family, It's on the basis of who I know I am and what I know my talents are, rather than some artificial or external model of my behaviors. So this is something that is, I believe, very broadly being challenged in our culture right now. The things we believed, the way we believe things should look, what constitutes victory, love, success, are so often based on superficial values and experiences rather than what lies beneath that. And you are one that has worked, will work incredibly hard for what it is you have earned. And that is something you want to be respected for, not denied because it wasn't in the way someone else thought it should be. In the fourth house, the Five of Vessels, the Five of Cups is clarified by the Queen of Wands again. In the fifth house, and the Wheel of Fortune in the sixth house. Very nice. So the Queen of Wands is here in your the area that is being highlighted, particularly by this full moon in Aquarius. So there are plans, there are desires you have. You are seen and valued for your determination. What you want, it's loud and clear. Nobody has to guess at your goals, your definition of success, but you're not shouting it. You're definitely embodying it. You are embodying your goals, your passion. You're letting it inform your healing, which you have been doing. That's what makes you so intuitive and available to others whom you support. But you're not allowing that to deter you either. You are communicating your desires, and your passion is magnetizing the very resources and support that you need. This is definitely, there's no doubt about what it is you want, and you're going after it, and you're going to get it. And that in and of itself is a turn on for a lot of people and magnetizes, draws people to you. Your charisma is unstoppable, particularly for those of you that are creatives. I do feel that you have manifested an opportunity for you to work in a new way, to work according to the status you've earned, but the way in which you see the world now is less of a struggle and more of a series of challenges that provide you opportunities for more growth. I don't believe you're sensing the world is uh, constructed along these narrow paths of achievement, as perhaps you may have felt or experienced in the past. Instead, you're defining success and achievement on your own terms as a function of what you desire, your passion for that. And this is giving you a whole new set of experiences and considerations as part of your spiritual foundation, right? You've got the material balanced. Yet it is how you're moving forward in a realm that is far beyond what you were learned, taught, or exposed to. And I don't mean that anything spiritual is something that you've had to earn on your own terms. I believe that we've all had the full range of experiences in our lives, but how we have learned to manifest those things that are in deepest alignment with us is something again. And I feel like you've reached a place where you understand what you want is in alignment with goals that will benefit a community, a family, a specific region or collective. The seventh house, Four of Wings, is clarified by the Nine of Swords in the eighth house and the Magician in the ninth house. So the way that you're working with others and resources. The way you're sharing resources is definitely, there's a lot of pulling away, closing out, recognizing and piercing some of the emotional disappointments and heartaches you've experienced, recognizing that suffering has served its purpose, and that's something that you're closing out. This is part of you gaining the value from the lessons you've learned, so that there's no reason to cry anymore. There's nothing to suffer for, because all the things that didn't work out, that disappointed, then hurt you, made you better, taught you something that you needed to know about yourself, made you more reliant on your own ability to be grateful for the experiences of your life, grateful for the bounty that you have experienced, for the knowledge of the privilege of having come as far as you have. The magician shows you fully engaged in putting your message out there. This feels very specific to a project that you are moving towards. You're making forward movement towards very quickly. It feels like just the beginning of something turning over in your favor. Feels rapid, feels like a complete sea change. And in that way, you are busy speaking about your goals, making presentations perhaps, gathering resources, finding funders, supporters, benefactors. You're putting yourself out there very clearly, very directly. And you're very clear about how you will work with others, who you will work with, because the way that you get there, you understand, is just as important as where you're going. And as a sign that largely trades in relationship, balance, harmony, equity, communication, this is essential that all parts of this effort be valued for what they are, and that you bring those connections. You understand how it's working together, how you would like it to work together. The priestess of calms in the 10th house is clarified by the chariot in the 11th house and the Hierophant in the 12th house. My goodness. So you, once again, we have the 7 of Pentacles here, and all the 7s always work together to affirm that you're on your path to your assured success. All of the things dropping into place for you are helping to propel you forward. And to a large degree, it is the release of any illusions about the disappointments you have experienced in the past. Feels like you've made a pretty clean break in some ways, and really that has contributed to your sense of self-acceptance, your sense of your particular gift, your unique gifts, your unique personhood that is required, that the world is waiting for, and that you feel motivated now by the understanding you've gained about those relationships that didn't work, those ones that disappointed you, those people or persons who hold you up to a standard that is not yours, to a system of values that is not for you. You recognize that. They may have a more difficult time. They may still have a lot of input that is not appreciated, that feels castigating or even demeaning. And it's because they are afraid. They don't understand. It has less to do with you. You're the brave one stepping out there into a new world, and your actions are showing the way for many others. If you don't have a personal assistant or a group of interns or students, I would suggest that you cast about for one or some, because what you're doing, others could learn from. Others would be happy to learn from. It feels like you're not just building a thing, you're building a system of things. You're building a new body of information. And to that end, you will need help. You'll need help to make your presentations, to document what it is you're doing, to gain the support that you need. I'm going to finish up this reading with a Soul's Journey Oracle card and hope that this has been insightful for you, Libra. And I pull the relationships card. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. If you've enjoyed this reading, check out more content over here. And I greatly appreciate your likes, your subscribes to my channel, Pacific Tarot. Thank you. Until next time, namaste.